Nigeria has approximately 10 million unemployed people, but companies also say that they can't find competent workers. Now, both statements cannot be completely true at the same time, of course. So what's really happening here? Is this an unemployment issue, or are the workers or the youths unemployable? And you also want to ask, is this a system failure, or is there a lag in people taking up personal responsibility? Let's break this down honestly. If you're job hunting or employing people, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this, whether it's unemployability or unemployment. Yeah. So the first thing is a skill, in my opinion, is a skill mismatch. The system teaches heavy theory, of course, higher institutions, churning out graduates in numbers, graduates with theoretical knowledge only. But jobs demand practical skills, hard skills, soft skills, and all of that. Personally, I studied medical physiology. I can tell you for free that from the day I gained admission to the day I graduated, I had no idea what the career path of a physiologist was. And you can argue that I wasn't a very serious student, and you will not be wrong. But let me tell you something. The most serious person in my set went back to study medicine, and the second best person is currently a successful banker. And one of the top guys in my department overall is a big tech guy now. Nobody is doing anything physiological, like physiology related. Now, see, except for a few courses in Nigeria, most Nigerians are not graduating to practice what we've spent time and resources learning. And in my opinion, this is largely a system failure, but the blame is enough to go around, so stay with me. Now, let's talk about presentation. In today's job market, competence alone is not really enough. You gas package. My capacity as a recruiter, I've met competent candidates with terrible CVs. Some even perform badly at interviews, and sometimes it takes a recruiter or an employer who knows exactly what they are looking for to spot such talents. Except for a few big private schools, nobody really teaches you anything about job readiness. So you have from poor CV structures, you have weak interview confidence, you have inability to articulate value that you already have. I remember one time I sat in on an interview with a young person, and I already saw that this person could deliver, but he was fumbling the interview so bad. After the interview, he was the least impressive person, but I asked the employer to put him on probation for 30 days, and if he underperforms, I was going to replace him at no cost to him. But before the second week at the company, the employer called me to say that this guy is doing very well, and asked how I knew that he was going to perform. And it was simple. I knew he was a strong contender. I already asked the questions that would let me know if he was or wasn't. But he was also a very timid person. And the truth is, if I had not already spent so much time hiring for that position, I would have just jumped in for a more sharper person without even thinking it through properly. So it's not just enough to be good at what you do. Be even better at talking about that value that you deliver. Now let's hold companies accountable. Some organizations don't define expectations clearly. They offer low salaries, provide zero training, replace instead of develop their talent. And when companies refuse to build their own talent pipelines, they contribute to the problem. You can't complain about unemployability as a company while refusing to employ and refine the existing potential that we have already. You can't complain about inexperienced candidates when all of you have refused to give any newbie a chance. Like, where would they get the experience from? I remember one time I was doing an interview, and I was conducting an interview, and I asked this lady about her experience. The way she just blurted out, everybody's looking for experience. Where am I supposed to get it from? Like, it was shocking. It was rude, but then it was also the reality. And I knew she was frustrated at that point. Everybody wants experience, but nobody wants to give you the chance to get that experience. At the end of the day, there is a broken bridge between education and industry. The education we receive in universities or in higher institutions don't prepare you for the jobs that are available. The companies don't want to prepare you for their jobs. You do not want to prepare yourself for the jobs too. And the government not to really send your papa. So everybody's complaining and nobody's doing anything about it. But the truth is, you who bears the brunt, the job seeker, the talent, the burden is on you to actually prepare yourself at every point. While you are liking and sharing, I want to know what you think about this particular issue. Are we unemployable, or are there no jobs for us?